All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Tellor Dev Call. We're in May already. Wow. Yeah, Monday, May 1st. So, uh, super exciting week ahead of us. So, um, what was the big one that we just started today, I think, is the Filecoin Hackathon. Start. Tim, who's doing that, he's not here on the call, but he's given a workshop
On
and
Wednesday.
on Wednesday, and then we're going to start working with people there who are building on Filecoin, which is we love Filecoin. It's kind of these storage networks are it's like sort of just a different paradigm than building a normal EVM, so it's always super fun. Yeah, and then on the reporting side, we're starting to get tips on a lot of other networks. So get out there and try and like it's slow moving, but I mean, if you compare where we were like a few months ago, we're really getting some usage and some tips on a lot of these different networks, and it's actually like almost worth it, like profitable to go on a lot of these other networks. So
yeah, you can listen for tips and make a profit. It's gonna be a small profit, but it is a profit.
Yeah, which is just it's crazy exciting. So I think, and then same with like people are reporting a lot on test nets too, and it's usually if there's a lot of reporting on test nets, it's like indicative of it's coming even more to mainnet. So like we have a lot of testnet reporting going on, so we're excited about that. We'll just kick off. Dan, how's things going?
Good. I talked to Tim about the bridge. He said he'll build like the skeleton and I'll flesh it out more.
Nice. Super cool. Yeah. What network are you gonna go on, or do you have to be on a certain one?
I have no idea.
Okay, you're gonna pick one. So
yeah, I messaged him this morning.
nice.
We will see.
Cool. Owen?
Yeah, so I have like a bunch of PRs for the parachain contracts repo that need to be reviewed. We'll get those in. And then we have a meeting with Parity tomorrow. So hopefully I have some questions for him on getting like this whole Docker integration tests up and running for like both sides of what we've been working on, the pallets and the contracts.
Nice. Cool. Akram?
Made some changes to the tip scanner to go with the new changes on Tellor. I added the query data storage for it to be easy to decode values, so get the query data based on the query ID. Still, I was able to not tip, but like submit for a tip and then claim that tip using the code. I'm gonna look for priorities and Tellor feeds. If there's nothing, I'm gonna work on adding tests for this. That's it.
Sweet. Ryan, fun weekend? Anything?
Yeah, fun weekend. But this week I'm going to focus on we have that devs on the graph interview that's going to happen next week. So I'm going to work with Spuddy. They're going to basically allot us a little time slot to kind of do a little dev training on what we do, and we're going to focus on doing setting up a reporter because they're very focused on. They have a great node community. So it would be awesome if we could kind of leverage that.
Super cool. Yeah. Funny.
I'm going to be working on supporting Filecoin hackers. If anybody needs data reported and you're not getting it, let me know. I'll have to figure out where to go. Like, is there a Discord where I need to be monitoring a chat somewhere or something? Be a question for Mike later. But got an issue coming for the DVM.
Wanted to ask you guys, how do we automate gas prices on test nets? Like Intelliate, if you're submitting, like, how do you know what gas price to submit on Goerli or Sequoia, for instance, or do we just not specify and we let the node choose?
We let the node choose. The user can also choose. There's a flag that you can choose your gas price.
Okay. But I mean, like on mainnet and stuff, like we pull from an API or
From the node.
from the node still.
Yeah, Web3. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Should it be different?
We go get gas price or something?
Yeah, Web3 that ETH that gas price.
Does that work most of the time? Or
Oh yeah.
competitive rates?
Seems to work.
Okay.
Ever since we switched to all type 2 transactions, it's competitive.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna add. For type 2, it's also from Web3, but just there's an extra step where you have to, I guess, get the average of the last, I think, 3 or 4 previous prices or what. I think similar to how you see it on Etherscan, for example. I think that's how they get as well, and Alchemy, all that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I was just saying because like Brent and I were running some deploy scripts and stuff, and like we still like manually type it in, and I was like, I'm pretty sure they know better ways to do this now. And
We decided to go with just using the node.
Okay, cool. No, super helpful. Do we have any questions this week, or Mike, anything from you?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously the hackathon begins today, so I need to update, or we need to do like the last looks on the one-stop doc, because I think the hackers today will be probably more like on Wednesday they'll start looking at it earnestly. But I just want to make sure that the tutorials we have for FEM stuff is accurate. I'm gonna work with Tim on that since he's doing the demo, and he's going to be like physically going through it. And the hacker's guide is basically like a text version of what he's going to do on that workshop. That will be accessible, all month long for the hackers to use. I'm also working on a blog post for the EVM call stuff, as well as I want to revisit the Zodiac module thing and sort of actually make a proper blog post about it.
Nice.
And I think this ties in actually the one question I saw in the deep dives channel. I think we can tie in that stuff into at least my response to that question. So I don't know if Ryan, do you have that question in front of you?
Yeah. I'm assuming it's the recent Tellor Spotlight video was pretty good. Have you thought about doing more videos like this with users of Tellor? Also, are there any services Tellor is working on that can allow it to stand out from other oracles?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just jump in. Thank you for that. I think the Spotlight video was cool. We definitely, we want to have this be part of our sort of game plan when it comes to when we get new users to integrate us. We haven't had a ton of integrations historically. We have basically, we have a lot of people integrating us, and we have 3 actual users that we're really happy with. 2 of them you guys are familiar with Ampleforth and Liquidity, and those guys that happened a while ago. And so I guess we could revisit having them on to do a client spotlight. But with the Byte Masons project, we really wanted to sort of start off that new user on the right foot with like the plan that we have for marketing these things with the blog post, having them on, and we're working with them to schedule us coming to their community and doing one of their town halls. And so, I think you could look forward to doing, seeing more of these spotlights as new users come on. And we've talked about how we have a number of integrations that are ongoing. And so we hope to see, a handful more of those in the coming, within the next few weeks. So keep an eye out there. And like I was mentioning with the blog post for the EVM call, I think one of the things that can differentiate us is sort of the notion of these data types that users build custom for themselves, or that we have built internally. EVM call is a good example of one. and you can kind of think of these things as like product offerings that the Tellor Oracle can do. The thing about Tellor is that it's like a sandbox. Anybody can come in and come up with a new data type that we haven't thought of, but it's worth spotlighting these EVM calls, give users a greater idea of what we mean when we say that we can kind of do anything. So I think we'll start doing that with the EVM call and some other things. So yeah.
Any more, Ryan?
There was yesterday we did have Milky Way ask how's the Cadena update.
It's good. Well, I mean, if you watch Friday at 3 p.m., I was on their community call for an hour. I think they posted.
Yeah. I think it was recorded. We'll
yeah, well, we should link to that one. Gave an update on everything Cadena and asked some CBDC questions, random off the wall. Tried to hold back my conspiracy theorist on the call, but it was good.
Time to unleash.
Yeah, no, I was like, is it time? Shouldn't
follow the Mandalore if you love talking about conspiracy theories in general.
Yeah,
he's your guy.
I gotta make an alt account.
You need a lady account.
Next time you do a Twitter space and it's not at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's at 9 p.m. That's when it will happen.
Right. Well, I mean, some of you guys know the deep dives I do. Like I think we're gonna start some conspiracy theory deep dives where we just whiteboard it out. It'll be good. So let me know if you're interested.
Look at Owen.
Owen, you can come on. Got one.
This is incredible. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, thanks everyone.